Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title, we're reviewing another bag in my collection, and the previous one I did was of this beautiful YSL envelope bag and you guys absolutely loved it. I got some beautiful feedback on it, so I thought I would review another bag. Who knows, maybe I'll go through all my collection and review bags one by one. But today I'm reviewing another Saint Laurent bag, and this one actually is a little bit older than my envelope bag. Today we're reviewing the Saint Laurent Rive Gauche bag, and I've been using it for 3 years, so I thought it's actually perfect for me to give you a full review, all the pros and cons, and if I would repurchase this bag all over again if I could go back. Let's start with some specifications about the bag and then I will go over the pros and cons. So this bag comes in a variety of different options. This is a large one. It also comes in a small option. I really wanted the large one because I really wanted to travel with it. That was my main purpose. I wanted to use it as my purse when I'm traveling, as my main bag as I'm traveling, so I wanted a large size. The length of the bag is 18.8 inches. The height of the bag is 14.1 inches, and then the width of the bag is 6.2 inches. The material of the bag is canvas, linen canvas, and then the handles, they are rolled up leather handles. The top has snap closures, which I will show you shortly. The material of the hardware right here, these are the snaps that you can open and close it with. They're light bronze metal and there's 6 of them. So the way you close and open the bag, so that's the only way you can close the bag. It doesn't fully close. There's no zipper or anything like that. So you can have the bag as big as you want, and if you want it smaller, so the snap closure, there's one on that side and one on this side, and it closes from inside right there. So you basically close this one and you close this one, and there you have it. And then there's one in the middle that you can also close, and then same exact way on that side. So once you have that, the bag kind of looks like this. It also comes in different colors. It comes in a full black, and it comes with another one that the handles are similar color to this. Again, you have multiple options. There's one that looks like this, but the writing is a little bit different. This is my personal favorite, and this bag actually has been, this exact bag has been in my cart, in my wish list for almost 3 years before my husband got it for me as a gift. We were actually in Saint-Tropez and we visited the Saint Laurent store, and they didn't have this one in store. They only had it in Paris. They had this small one in store, but they were kind enough to get it for us within 24 hours. So they told us to come back the next day, and they had it in store. They brought it from Paris for us, so that was very, very special and lovely of them. The bag, as you can see, size comparison to myself, it's pretty big and it fits a lot inside. The interior has one zipper. Maybe I'll do a what can fit in here, because there's a lot that you can fit in here. It is pretty stiff, so that's the one thing about it, especially this top part, and this bottom part is pretty stiff. The bottom doesn't have a hard cover, which I'll go over the pros and cons with you because I'm gonna bring it up. There's a logo right there, Saint Laurent Paris. This one is made in Italy, and then the zipper has a handle, a leather handle, black leather handle. All right, now let's go over the pros and cons. I'm just gonna put it in my lap because my arm. I've been holding it. All right, I'm gonna go over the pros and cons. First, let's go over the cons. First of all, I thought that this bag, you have to be very, very careful with it for color transfer. I traveled with it twice, 30-day trips each time. So I was all over the place in Europe for 30 days twice, and nothing happened to it. I will say though, I'm very careful when it comes to my bag. So I was taking pretty good care of it, but I wasn't obsessing over it, and it was fine. On our last trip, actually, if you watch my Paris vlog, some of you may know this. If you watch my Paris vlog, you'll see what a disaster what I did. So what I did was I had a red bathing suit on, and that was not the problem because it's already been in the water. I already had used that bathing suit multiple times during that trip in the water. I had washed it and everything. I had a red cover, and I put on the red cover over my bathing suit because I wanted to walk over to another beach club to make reservations for dinner, and it was about 4 beaches away from where we were. And we're like, if we want to go with the car, we're gonna have to get in the car, go all the way. Let me just walk to the beach side and just ask them if they have reservation for dinner. Anyways, I got up, put my red cover on, and for some reason, don't ask me why, I took my bag with me. I was like, I need my bag, I have all my stuff in here. I took my bag with me and I was holding it right here. Oh, one thing, it does fit on your shoulder. The strap drop is 6.6 inches. So from here to here is 6.6 inches, and it fits perfectly right here. And you can also carry it here, or you can just handheld it. So anyways, I took my bag with me and I came back. I didn't see it right away. Came back, we went home, I put the bag away. We were getting ready to go for dinner, but we didn't get reservations at that place anyways. We wanted it for that night. They didn't have it for that night. They had a private event, actually, I think a wedding or something, but we ended up going somewhere else. So I put the bag down, I'm getting ready, and all of a sudden I see this like red shade on the back of the bag. Thank goodness it's on the back. I'll show you shortly. Thank goodness. Again, if you see my Paris vlog, I shared the whole thing. I see this like red shadow on the back, and all of a sudden my heart dropped and I go and like look at it. This looks a lot better than it was right now. It was red all over here, red all over here, red all over here. If I bring it close, you'll be able to see the shade. I'm gonna wait until it focuses so maybe you can see. So I immediately started washing it. First of all, I first looked it up, like how do I clean this material? So a few articles came up and nothing worked. Nothing worked. I took it to Saint Laurent store when we went to Paris because we're leaving in 2 days to go to Paris. I took it to Saint Laurent store and I showed the guy. Oh, I read somewhere, I think it was a YouTube video, another girl like spilled food on it or something. And she said those Tide, I actually have it here. These little things, the Tide pens, the to-go pens, this girl said that this got rid of it immediately. So we immediately the next day went to all the grocery stores, everything you could think of. No one had it. No one had even heard of it. So we went to Paris and I went to Saint Laurent store and I showed the guy. The moment I turned it around, the guy goes, oh! His heart dropped. He's like, oh my, what did you do? What did you do? And I said, you know, is there any way you can clean this? He said, no, we don't do cleaning in store. And I said, you know, somebody said the Tide goat. He's like, what is that? He's never heard of it. So I showed him a picture and he's like, can you send it to me? Because I want one. Like, we don't have it in France. I was like, oh my goodness, it's everywhere in the US. So anyways, nothing worked. I came home, scrubbed it a little bit more, nothing worked. I came back here. My sister had this like pink paste. She said 100% try it, it's gonna go away. I tried it. It did make it better, I will say. It's this like pink paste and I'll link it down below. It did help, it did work a little bit, but it didn't take it all away. And so yeah, that's why you can see still a little bit of pink. Now it's like pink, it's not red anymore. This like pink shadow, but again, it's, thank God it's on the back and it's not that bad. Like if I'm holding it from far, you may not be able to, you may just think it's a shadow. So yeah, that was my little story about the bag. Again, you do have to be careful, like don't put wet, brand new. That was the thing. My swimsuit wasn't brand new, so it didn't color transfer. It was a brand new wrap that I put around me that I had never, so it got wet because of my bathing suit and then it transferred color. So it's a durable bag, but you have to be careful with it. Another thing is I do wish, I will tell you the cons first. One of those trips that I went, I took this as my main bag, so I put it over my suitcase, and then when I checked in my suitcase, I used it as the top of my carry-on. This was my main bag, other than my carry-on and then my check-in. So I checked in a bag, I had a carry-on roller, and then I had this. Not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea. I was miserable. I've seen a lot of people carry it around airports on Instagram and social media, so I thought it's a great idea. So I took it as my main bag. I am never ever doing that again. I was miserable. I will tell you a few reasons. So next time what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to fill it with stuff it, and then I'm just going to put it in my check-in. Few reasons why I would not take this as my main bag. First of all, the bottom is not hard, it's not a hard cover, and I do wish they did something like one of those inserts. I'm sure you can do that yourself, but it kept slipping off because if you look at the shape of the bag, it's kind of like that, and it's kind of hard to reshape it. I did try for almost a year to put like stuff in it to try to fix the shape, but this is it. This is the shape. So when you have it on a suitcase, because it was heavy, it kept like slipping off like that. And then the handles, they are big enough to fit over the handles of your roller. But the thing is, when you put them, it kind of like tilts. The back kind of like tilts. So it makes it even slip more. And then it kept slipping off the roller and it kept falling. And then I ended up holding it. And then it was very heavy because I had all my stuff in here. And it was hurting my shoulder because this is not a bag you want to like fill it with stuff, like really heavy stuff, and then carry on your shoulder or on your arm. So I was really miserable. So do not recommend that. I really do not, unless you only have like a wallet and your passport and a book, maybe a small makeup bag. But I had my camera, I have my makeup bag, I had my electronics, all my chargers for my camera, for my phone. I had a full makeup bag in here. I had a book, of course my phone. I had a sweater or cardigan. I also had a mini pillow in here. I mean, like headphones. I mean, we were going on a 12-hour flight, so I put everything in here. A little snack, like a bar. What else did I take with me? My glasses, my reading glasses, my pills, my emergency like migraine pills, and my Excedrin and Advil. So I took that. you get the point. I had a lot of stuff in here and it got very heavy to the point that, yeah, I got really miserable. So one of the cons is that it may not be an ideal bag for that. So I would say those two cons, having a hard bottom, maybe just having a hard bottom, and maybe that will help. And maybe, and I even tried to put my cardigan under the straps to make them a little comfortable. They're soft. They're very, very soft, don't get me wrong. And I even had a twilly on it just to protect the leather. And I also at the same time had my cardigan underneath it just to give it a little extra cushion. But I would say the not having a hard cover and then having it slip off because of the shape, slip off the roller was definitely a con. The pros are that this bag is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I look at it all the time. It sits right on one of my shelves right here in my room, and every time I come in my room, I admire it more and more. I really love the design. I really love the color combinations, the black with this light canvas and then this dark trimming right here. I think it goes beautifully together. It's a great bag for the beach. However, you cannot put wet things in it. I took it to the beach again, as you know, but you have to make sure your towel is not wet when you're putting it in here. So I had a separate basket bag as to use for my towels and my sunscreens and stuff because I didn't want it to spill. And then I had this for kind of like an aesthetic, my makeup bag in here, my sunglasses and my phone and my book. So yeah, I think I'm a good person to review this if I say so myself, because I've had it for 3 years. I've taken it on 2 30-day trips with me, and they like multiple short ones. I've taken it to the beach with me. I've traveled overseas with it on a 12-hour flight. So yeah, I've used this all over the place. So that's why I thought it's a good time for me to give you a review on this. So now the question is, would I purchase this bag? Absolutely yes, I would repurchase it. Absolutely, because the problem I have with it can be fixed. I mean, the bottom, we could have a hard cover or something at the bottom. That's not a big issue. The only reason I do want a hard cover is for hard bottom is for traveling, but then regardless of it being hard or not, I'm not taking it with me as my main bag anymore. So regardless, it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to worry about it being hard or not. I'm just going to use it as a bag when I get there. So if you look at it that way, it's only one issue that I have with this bag, and it's that it keeps slipping when it gets heavy. So again, unless you're a very, very light traveler, and if you're like traveling for the weekend and you only have need a few items in here, you don't have to worry about my problem. But I don't recommend taking it on super, super long journeys. I would just maybe put it in your check-in bag and enjoy it when you get there. So let me know your thoughts on this bag. Do you have it? Do you love it? Is it on your wish list? Would you like to have it? And what your thought is overall about this bag. And I might be back with some other bag reviews because I do have pretty good collection of bags, so I might come back for another one. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. It will mean the world to me. It will also mean the world to me if you liked this video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next video.